Hello my dear students. Now in this video we'll see explanation of chapter number 1, second poem Fire and Ice. This poem is written by very famous poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American poet. He took birth on 26th March 1874. Robert Frost was great at sharing the beauty of the world around him or beauty of nature with us through his poetry. He died on 29th Jan 1963. Now in this poem, Fire and Ice, here fire stands for desire and ice stands for hatred. The very first I'll give you a short introduction about the poem. The poem has been written symbolically, means the title of the poem Fire and Ice has its symbolic meaning. The theme of the poem is the age-old question. The question is whether the world will end in fire or in ice. People are divided on this issue. Some think that the natural element of fire will cause destruction of this world. Others believe that ice will be the cause of the end. So, putting in terms of human emotions, once again I'll tell you that the element of fire stands for desires, passions, etc. and ice stands for hatred. Now we'll see deep explanation of the poem, but before that we'll read the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. For what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to see that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now, in the last line, the word suffice, which means be sufficient. Now we'll see line by line explanation of the poem. So, in stanza 1, the poet shares the belief of the people that everything that exists now will come to an end. The poet shares the belief of the people that everything that exists now will end sooner or later. Now, on the first stanza, the poet cites, or we can say the poet talks about the two different beliefs regarding the end of the material world. Some say the world will end in fire, the world will reduce to a fireball in the end. There are others who think that this world will end in ice, freezing all kinds of life into death and destruction. After that, on the third line, the poet is saying that the poet sides with those who believe that this world will end in fire. The poet links this two powerful element of nature to human emotions and human behavior. Fire is a symbol of human passions. Fire also stands for unbridled desires, uncontrolled passions of love and desire will be the cause of the destruction of this world. The poet confesses that he himself has tasted of desire, so he is quite aware of the potential of unbridled passions and fire of love of causing death and destruction. After that, on the second stanza, the poet is saying that no doubt fire can bring end of this world, but if this world has to be destroyed twice, then ice can serve that purpose. Ice represents hate. Hate, born of cold reasoning, makes a man insensitive to feelings. Hatred can make our mind numb. Cold thoughts and reasoning makes us insensitive and cruel. So, the poet thinks that eyes or hate can be a great and strong cause for the destruction of this world. Eyes or hatred will suffice or is sufficient to bring an end of this world. I hope you all got the poem. Now we'll see the literary device which has been used in this poem. The very first we'll see the rhyming scheme of the poem. So here first line, last word is fire is rhyming with third line and fourth line, that is desire and fire. So we'll name it as A, A, A. Now second line, eyes is rhyming with fifth line twice and seventh line eyes again, last line suffice. So we'll name it as B. After that, line 6, last word hate is rhyming with line 8, last word great. So we'll name it as C. So the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B, C, B, C, B. Now we'll see figure of speech which is used in this poem. So the very first figure of speech is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sound in the same line. So in the fourth line, the sentence is there, I hold with those who favor fire. So here sound of O is prominent. So once again I'll tell you that assonance is the repetition of vowel sound. It can be in the starting, in the middle or in the end. Now second figure of speech which is used in this poem is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sound and the very beginning of the same line. Now here you all can see that on the first line some say. On the very beginning consonant sound is there so. Again one more line is there, that is on the fourth line. In the fourth line, I hold with those who favor fire. Again F sound. Two consonant sound in the very beginning. So it is alliteration. Now third figure of speech which is used in the poem is symbolism. As symbolism is a figure of speech, or we can say symbolism is a use of symbols to signify ideas and qualities by giving them symbolic meanings different from their literal meaning. So here fire is the symbol of desire and eyes is the symbol of hatred. Next figure of speech which is used in the poem is personification. Personification means to give human qualities to inanimate objects. So here the poet personifies fire and ice by giving them a mind which is capable of destroying almost anything. One more figure of speech which is used in this poem is enjambment. Enjambment is defined as a thought or clause that does not come to an end at a line break, or we can say that in the last of the line no punctuation mark. Now with this we come to an end of the poem. I hope you all understood the poem. So read the poem and understand. Thank you. Have a nice day.